Now, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fell off hard when Jeff Johns stopped writing Green Lantern. That was a long time ago. But picking up this book, because it's an absolute power tie-in, and I started reading and I was like, man, I really miss Green Lantern. My name is Dorian, this is SCM Comics. We are continuing our covers of Absolute Power with Green Lantern number 13. So a story starts off on the island nation of Grimora. That's where Amanda Waller's prison facility is. I guess Del Reeve wasn't big enough. And you got Hal Jordan, who is beat the hell up and is being held captive. And he says, I should be depressed, but right now I'm the happiest man in the world because Carol came back from me. And if she still loves me, then I can deal with anything. As we seen King Shark punching the hell out of his ass. And you got Amanda Waller there, and she's like, look, we can make this as easy, as hard as you want. But I read your psyche vow, so I know you're going to go down the hard road. Hal spits out some blood and goes, it's more scenic. So Amanda's like, do you even have any idea why you're here? And he goes, well, there's Kartian alien tech and you're quarantining me here. So I'm guessing this has to do something to do with Thaaros. I think that's Brock's name. Don't quote me on it. And she goes, well, you do got a little bit of an idea. So Hal goes, so what you gonna do, Warlow? You gonna turn me in over to United Planets then? She goes, no. You see, Thaaros looks down upon us. When he sees Earth, he sees a bunch of goldfish. But when he comes a little bit closer, he gonna see that these goldfish are sharks. And that's the one thing I like about Amanda Waller. Like, she is a tough and she don't take from anybody. As King Shark's giving Hal a gut punch, and Hal's thinking to himself, Amanda Waller's always been a pain in the ass, but I heard she was a necessary evil. It just looks like now she just got rid of the necessary out of it. So Hal goes to King Shark and is like, you hit like a guppy. And King Shark looks like he's about to bite his head off, and Amanda's like, stop. Look, Jordan, Thaaros wants your ring, and he's willing to go to great lengths to get it. That tells me it's really powerful. Now I want it more. I think it'll be a great help with the war against your superhero friends. Tell me how the ring works, or King Shark here is going to turn up the pain receptors on your manacles, and the rest of the cell block is going to dance to your screams. And Hal doesn't bat an eyelash. He goes, well, make sure to wear comfortable shoes, Waller, because there's going to be one hell of a song. So Amanda walks up to him and goes, look, I've already taken the power of one Green Lantern on Earth. I don't mind taking yours either. So then Amanda turns to King Shark and goes, turn up the pain receptors on his bonds and remember what we talk about, no biting his head off. And King Shark's like, aw. So then Hal thinks to himself, he's like, these are Tesseract pain receptors. They suck, but I dealt with them before. I just gotta deal with it. This is gonna hurt a lot. And the King Shark goes, so let's see how really tough you are, as he turns up the pain receptors and Hal starts screaming. So then we cut to Oa and we see Jessica Cruz flying around, and she's like, I am Jessica Cruz and I am scared, but it's cool because me and Fear have a good relationship. You see, Fear gets me ready for what's coming next. So I don't push away fear, I accept it. So she flies into like this subterranean base that most of the Green Lanterns are being held up at. And they're like, well, is Hal okay? And she's like, I guess he escaped because Thaaros is throwing a tantrum right now. So pretty much it seems like Thaaros is in charge of the United Planets. The United Planets are going against the Owens and the Green Lanterns, and it looks like they're winning right now. So then they're trying to figure out ways that they can start striking back. All of a sudden, all you hear is, no, he just needs to control the spectrum. And we see that it is Kyle Rayner. Yes, Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern, and he controls like all the different spectrums. But right now, I guess there's so many spectrums that he's having problems like controlling any of it. And he looks really weak right now. But he goes, you control the emotional spectrum, you control the universe. And now we cut to New Kruger. And what you see, yes, that is Sinestro. He is no longer a Yellow Lantern of Fear. No, not anymore. He is a Red Lantern of Rage, and his homeworld has been decimated. Now, if you're a Green Lantern fan, then you know how the Red Lanterns work. And if you're a Green Lantern fan, you also know how powerful Sinestro is. So he's now a Red Lantern of Rage. His homeworld got decimated. How do you think he's going to take it? And what do you think he's going to do? He's going to do what he does, and that's take people out. So then we cut to Battery Park on Earth, and you got Alan Scott, and him and the Justice Society are pretty much getting their butts handed to him. This is pretty much the Green Lantern of Mazo, and he is wrecking shop. So Jesse Quick, who has Speed Force powers, except for she didn't get them the exact same way that like Barry Allen and Wally West did. But she is a Flash, and she runs up to the Maisel, and then Maisel takes her powers. So then the rest of the Justice Society is like, that's not good. Now he has Speed Force powers, and it's not. Because now he really starts taking everybody out. So he's pretty much been drained of all of his Green Lantern powers, but he still has a Starheart. I'm not sure how he has it, but he has it, and he says he can feel it, and he starts using it against the Amazo, and the Amazo's like, hold on, time out, you're drained. How are you even doing this? And he goes, willpower. He tells Stargirl to run, but all of a sudden our man, the Stargirl, just disappears, and the Amazo's like, what the hell just happened? So the Amazo takes off, I guess, trying to find where the hell they went. The humans in Task Force 7 was like, should we follow the dude? And they're like, you know what? We got our orders. He got his. We're going to follow ours. And we're going to take these heroes into custody ASAP. So then we cut to Vegas, and we got this dude. His name is Nathan Allen Broom. And he's pretty much like, you know what? It's weird. I always get cheated. You know, guys always got promoted over me. I had to bust my butt just to get okay grades, while everybody cheated to get better grades. Like, he's pretty much wham, cry, woe is me. And I guess he was supposed to be engaged to Carol, but as you heard at the beginning, Carol took off to be with Hal. He's like heartbroken. I guess his engagement ring that he was going to give to her all of a sudden starts smoking, and then he turns into a new emotional spectrum lantern of sorrow. Like, what the hell, man? There are too many emotional spectrums out there. Like, they had like 8 or 9 already, and now they're adding more. This is getting crazy. So now we cut back to Oa, and we see Taros. This is the guy. He really hates the Owens, and let's face it, like, the Owens have done things in the past that pretty much they deserve what they get. But, you know, you can't just destroy the universe because you hate one species. So yeah, this is a guy that's after Hal and will do anything to capture Hal. Now, this is just an assumption, so don't quote me on it, but he's also probably the guy who destroyed New Kruger, so he's probably going to have to deal with Special too. So then we cut back to Hal. He's pretty much being tortured, and it looks like he passes out, but he muffled something. And King Shark goes, "What did you say, meat puppet?" I didn't quite hear you. And then Hal headbutts the hell out of him and goes, "It's no problem. I'll speak a little louder." And somehow, some way, that knocked out King Shark. So now he's like, all right, I gotta get out of these bonds. And then he remembers what Kilowog told him one time. He says, pain is just weakness leaving the body. So somehow, some way, he powers his way through the bonds. He gets out, and then he picks up King Shark and he puts him into the bonds. So he's pretty much running around, and he's like, I gotta hurry up and find my ring, because eventually they're gonna know I'm missing. And when they come find me, I need to defend myself. He hears the ring calling to him. He turns the corner, he sees it, but then he sees all these like armaments and artifacts being loaded up onto the ship. And he's like, oh, it looks like I hit the jackpot. And the next issue is called Heist, which that's also what Batman's going through too. So let's see if they meet up in the middle. One way to find out.